Welcome to Lattes and Lattes, the podcast where we blend the world of law and business with a warm cup of information and common sense. I'm your host, Sidney Wheelan, attorney, real estate investor, and business owner. Each week, we'll be your go-to source for legal insights, business advice, and so much more. Whether you're a seasoned professional, an ambitious entrepreneur, or simply someone seeking guidance, we'll have you covered. From navigating the legal landscape to empowering you with valuable business strategies, we'll explore the legal side of life and enjoy a virtual latte along the way. So, grab your favorite latte, get comfortable, and let's dive into Lattes and Lattes. Welcome back to Lattes and Lattes, the podcast where we talk about life, law, and everything in between with a little caffeine and a lot of heart. I'm Sidney Wheelan, your host and owner of the Wheelan Law Firm of Moberly, Missouri. Today's episode is one I believe every person needs to hear. Your uniqueness is your superpower. I want to remind you, especially if you're in a season of uncertainty or a season of growth, what makes you different isn't a weakness. It's your edge. It's your insight. And when it comes to your legal and financial planning, it's your blueprint. Here's something I've seen again and again in my practice. You are uniquely situated to help the person you once were. And when you build your estate plan, your relationship agreements, or your business contracts from your story, not someone else's template, that's where the real power is. So let's dive in. Your story is the starting point. We all carry experiences that shape us, some joyful, some painful, and some still in progress. And often we try to compartmentalize those experiences. But what if those very moments are what equip you to make better decisions, build stronger boundaries, and help others? Whether you're navigating family life, making legal decisions, building a business, or all three, what makes you, you, is not something to downplay. It's what sets you apart, and it's what gives you insight. And legally, it's what helps you to build a legal strategy that actually fits your life. And I want you to hear this loud and clear. The life you've lived has equipped you to serve, lead, and protect others, starting with yourself. I built my legal practice for the version of me who once felt overwhelmed, unsure where to start, and worried about protecting the people and the things I loved. That's why everything I do is focused on making the law feel human, accessible, and personal. Let's walk through some real-life examples where uniqueness matters legally. First, let's talk about estate planning. If you're part of a blended family, or in a long-term partnership without marriage, or supporting aging parents, standard wills won't cut it. If you have a blended family, a long-term partner without legal marriage, children from a previous relationship, if you're in a caregiving role for aging parents, or you have business or assets that are not owned by your spouse, then your plan needs to reflect your world. So for this legal tip, a standard will or trust may not be enough. Sit down with me or another attorney who listens to your full story, not just your asset list. Ask for guidance on healthcare directives and powers of attorney tailored to your relationships. Clear guardianship provisions for minor children in complex family setups. Talk about trust provisions that protect all of your children, both from prior relationships and from your current partner. And if you have someone in your family with special needs, be sure to talk to your attorney about how you can help them without risking their eligibility for Medicaid or other government programs. Next, let's talk about cohabitation and marriage. Your relationship path is also part of your uniqueness. Whether you're choosing not to marry, preparing for a wedding, or navigating a divorce, your legal rights shift. A cohabitation agreement or a prenuptial agreement can protect both hearts and assets. So, next legal tip, if you're living together but not married, consider a cohabitation agreement. This can spell out who owns what, how shared expenses are handled, and what happens if the relationship ends. It's not romantic, but it is realistic, and it protects both of you. If you're planning to marry or remarry, think about a prenuptial agreement or a postnuptial agreement. These are especially powerful for folks with children, businesses, or inheritance concerns. If you're divorcing, update your estate plan immediately. Many people don't realize that ex-spouses could still inherit or make medical decisions unless those documents are revised. Next, let's talk about building a business that reflects your values. Let's talk about your work in the world, especially if you're running a business or dreaming of one. If you're building a business that reflects your culture, here's the thing. Your business should reflect your life and your values. Whether you've been in a caregiving role or other lived experience, your contracts and your entity choices should reflect that too. Maybe you want to build something flexible because you're raising kids or caring for a parent. Or maybe you want your brand to reflect your cultural identity or your faith and your story. So this next legal tip, start with the right foundation. Choose the right entity, whether it be an LLC, an S-Corp, or something different, to protect your personal assets. Create operating agreements that reflect how you want to run things, not how someone else does. Trademark your brand if your name or message is core to your identity. And build contracts that match your boundaries and style, not someone else's template. One client of mine built a restaurant business rooted in her grandmother's cultural recipes. She structured the legal side of her business around that story. And now, her legal documents protect what makes her unique, and she will be able to pass on that legacy to the next generation. A restaurant may not be your thing, and that's okay. Many of my clients are rooted in the country and the rural lifestyle of mid-Missouri. Some are farmers, but many are not. Many have taken the farm lifestyle and adapted it to their own interest, turning it into a plethora of agribusinesses, from raising bees for production of honey, farm tours, flower production, specialty meats, photography and tourism, wedding venues, and the list goes on and on. Your business doesn't have to look like anyone else's. That's the whole point. So, how do you know where to start? I created a resource just for this, the Uniquely You Legal Checklist. This free checklist will help you reflect on your life, identify the areas that need custom planning, and take practical steps to align your legal documents with your values. You'll find sections on estate planning for your family structure, legal protections for couples, married or not, business planning that reflects your story and mission. It's simple, it's actionable, and it's designed for real life, not perfection. You can download it right from the show notes or visit my website at wheelanlaw.com. Use it to start important conversations or even bring it with you to your next attorney meeting, because you deserve a legal plan that sees the full picture of who you are. So here's what I want you to do today. First, download the checklist. Look honestly at your life, your relationships, your finances, and your business. What makes my life situation different from others? Who is the person I once was, and how am I uniquely positioned to guide or protect her now? What life experiences have I had that uniquely position me to help others? What legal documents or business plans am I using now that don't actually reflect my reality and what needs to change? Ask, does my current plan really reflect me? If the answer is no, you're not behind. You're just ready. And remember, you are not too different for a legal plan. Your uniqueness isn't something to work around, it's what you build around. And whether you're planning your estate, defining your partnership, or launching your business, your story should shape the strategy. You don't have to follow someone else's path. You get to create your own and protect it. So to wrap up, if this episode resonated with you, please subscribe to Lattes and Lattes and share it on your own social media and with someone you know that's navigating life outside the mold. Better yet, send her the checklist. That simple step could be life-changing. And if you're ready to go from overwhelmed to empowered when it comes to your legal strategy, I'm here when you're ready. Until next time, my friends, stay bold, stay grounded, and remember, your uniqueness is your superpower. Use it well.
This podcast episode contains general information for discussion purposes only. Each case is different and must be judged on its own merits. Missouri rules generally prohibit lawyers from advertising that they specialize in particular areas of the law. This show should not be construed to suggest such specialization. Nothing on this show should be taken as legal advice for any individual case or situation. This information is not intended to create an attorney-client relationship, and the listening or viewing of this podcast does not constitute an attorney-client relationship. The choice of a lawyer is an important decision and should not be based solely upon advertisements.